Y'all digging real deep. Y'all trying to get me in my feelings. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Christiana. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because I promise you're gonna love it here. And today we are doing a Q&A get ready with me. It's been a minute since I just sat down and talked to you guys, and I really missed that. So I asked you guys over on Instagram to give me some questions, and y'all did not disappoint. There are some good questions in this video, so I'm really excited to answer them. I'm also going to be getting ready for a surprise date with my bae while we're answering these questions. So super exciting. It's going to be a full get ready with me. Well, not full because I didn't do my hair in the video, but I did my makeup, show you guys the outfit, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to quit rambling. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and hop right into it. I already did my eyebrows off camera and primed my eyelids. Let's get into the first question. Okay, somebody asked, how do you handle men catcalling or saying things about your body while out? Child, I ain't even gonna hold you. It used to bother me so much. Like, I had a big problem with like being reduced to my body, and I hated it. Like, I felt like men only seen my body, people only saw my body, and I felt like a circus attraction. But I think I'm 29 years old, right? So I've lived in this body my entire life. So I think I just kind of become numb to it. Like, literally, I borderline turn my ears off when I'm out in public. And it's so funny because I could be with somebody and they'll be talking to me and they'll be like, did you hear me? And I'm like, my bad, I wasn't listening, I was tuned out. What's up? Because it's sad. That's literally how I have to exist in the world so that I don't feel uncomfortable. And it's like really pathetic. So yeah, if you're struggling with like catcalling and stuff, first of all, men are animals. Like, they act like they have no impulse control. It's really sad. You're literally just going to have to turn your ears off. Like, just get to a point where you don't hear it, you pretend like you don't hear it, you don't give them attention, because literally that's what they want. Like, they're catcalling you in hopes that you'll hear it and you'll turn around and you'll smile, and that'll give them the invitation to come and talk to you. I act like I do not hear them. And that way they don't get any fuel to continue doing the ridiculous shit they're doing. Somebody said, respectfully, have you always been gay? Have you ever been with a man? And I think I've touched on this before in a different Q&A, but I know I've got some new friends on my platforms. So to answer this question again, I've always identified as bisexual, and that's what I identify as still currently. I've identified as bisexual since I was 15 years old. And for a long time, I was in a bisexual woman in a heterosexual relationship, and that was with my ex. And now I am engaged to a woman, so I am a bisexual woman in a lesbian relationship. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I've been with a man before. And then I saw another question in there where somebody asked, do you enjoy being with men or women more? Personally, I enjoy being with women more. And no shade to the men out there, but it just don't be hitting with men. Like, I'm sure with the right man, it's lit, but I don't do well explaining myself too much, having to ask for things multiple times. Like, I want princess treatment right off the bat. And I don't care how unrealistic that is. I need you to know how to treat me. I can tell you how to treat me one time, show you how to treat me one time. If I don't get it after that, baby, I'm splitting. And I feel like society has made men feel like champions for doing the bare minimum. So when you meet a woman like me and I'm telling you, like, no, I need flowers every week. No, I need you to date me. I need you to take me on dates, actively still court me after we get together. They look at you like, who does she think she is? The Queen of England? Yes. Actually, I'm better because I have morals. Yeah, and I feel like with women, women just get it. Like, women know what women want. They know what it would take to make a woman feel special. And they care. They actually actively care about giving you the things that you deserve and things that you desire. So when it comes to relationships that allow me to exist in my femininity, I tend to find that easier in relationships with women. And then from there, you know, we can get into the nitty gritty of what makes a good partner. But initially, I have better luck with women. Okay, I'm gonna do my wing liner real quick and I'm gonna come back on camera. Ooh, somebody said, what unexpected accomplishments have you achieved this year? Definitely being invited on my first brand trip is the top of that list for sure. I was not expecting to be invited on my very first brand trip. And the trip to Cabo with Classy Network was truly an amazing experience. And there were several influencers who said that this is like their second or third brand trip, and it was the best. Like, it was the one that considered the creators and their time and relaxing and everything the best. And I definitely felt that. Like, I will never be able to thank the Classy Network team enough for giving your girl that experience. Also, being nominated for an American Influencer Award. Y'all, I kid you not, I used to look at influencers who got nominated for that. Like, I remember when Kyra was nominated for, I think she was nominated for Lifestyle Influencer of the Year. I remember looking at her thinking like, oh my God, like, sis made it. Like, that's crazy. Like, and I'm nominated. Like, I can't believe it. We're supposed to get results this month. Like, the award show and everything's supposed to happen this month. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted. But to even be nominated is wild to me. Also, I think, which some people might not consider this an accomplishment, but it's one for me, getting brand collabs with brands that at one point I couldn't afford. Like, I got a collaboration, 2 collaborations actually, with Skims, a couple with Good American this year. And it's just wild because I remember like years ago when girls would post these brands and they post their hauls or whatever, and I'm just like, how can you afford to have multiple pieces? Like wow. Like, I remember thinking, wow, they made it. Like, they can afford to buy $40, $50 leggings. Like, what? And the same with Savage X Fenty. Like, it's just wild to me that I used to, and I still do, don't get me wrong, but like pedestalize these brands. And now I have a working relationship with them. Like, to be on that level, to feel a part of like what it means for them to market, etc. It feels amazing. It feels like I'm instrumental in some way. And I don't know, maybe I'm looking too far into that. Maybe I'm thinking too deep in that. But like, there was a point where I could have never dreamed of spending 40, 50 bucks on a pair of leggings. And now I work with them. So that's kind of cool to me. Ooh, somebody said, becoming that girl. Explain what that phrase means to you. I love this question because it feels like everybody and their mama is that girl. And a lot of people, I think when people overuse a term, people start getting an aversion to it, right? So like, people kind of hate hearing the word luxury right now because TikTok has made everything luxury. Luxury bath, luxury breakfast, luxury toilet paper. Like, everything's luxury. So people start getting tired of a phrase when it's overused. But on the contrary, everybody can be that girl, at least in what it means to me. For me, becoming that girl meant working on my confidence. And I recently watched an episode of Cocktails where they had a therapist on there, and she talked about the difference between confidence and self-esteem, which I really didn't realize it was a difference. But when I heard that there was a difference, I realized that I had self-esteem issues. I didn't really have issues with confidence. So like, confidence is the way you carry yourself, right? The way you present yourself to the world and the way you want the world to perceive you. But self-esteem is how you internally feel about yourself. It's the part of you don't really share with the world. It's that inner turmoil, it's that inner dialogue. And I can say that even when I gained confidence, I didn't have self-esteem. So for me, it meant positive self-talk, honoring my goals and my commitments and showing up for them enthusiastically, and then celebrating the fruits of that labor, clapping for myself and telling myself I'm deserving of all the good things that are happening in my life and meaning that. Recognizing my traumas and giving those validity so that I can let them go and not let them continue to seep into other areas of my life. And that was a hard one. I've got a lot of what I like to call financial trauma. And so anytime anything happens to me good financially, I panic because I'm like, how long will this last? Will it go away? Will I struggle again? Those kind of things. So it took a lot of unlearning that money comes and money goes versus learning that money comes and it's gonna keep coming and it's gonna flow to me in abundance. So I don't need to panic when I get money. But yeah, I feel like I went off on a rant, but becoming that girl to me meant making peace with myself, healing, teaching myself that I'm deserving of good things, and going after my goals unapologetically. So somebody said, how did it make you feel when you were turned away because you were marrying Nova? I'm engaged to a woman as well, and it's really hard trying to find a wedding planner for 2 women. So let me give you guys a quick story time. First of all, shout out to the person that left this comment, because that means that you follow me on Twitter, and I ain't never on Twitter. I ain't got no followers on Twitter. So if you follow me over on Twitter, you fuck with me hard. So Shout out to you. But this person is referring to, I had posted a tweet where I said that I never expected in 2022 that I would have to deal with worrying about finding a wedding planner because I'm a same-sex couple. Long story short, what happened was we had a wedding planner recommended to us, and we reached out, and the response was, I don't think I'm the best person to plan your wedding. I'll send you a list of same-sex wedding planners in the area. The fact that they said, oh, I'll send you a list of same-sex wedding planners in the area, and that was their reasoning after they turned us down, it was very apparent that the reason why we were being turned down was because we were a same-sex couple. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it hurt. And it hurt even more, I think, because the wedding planner, the person, was somebody that we're connected to outside of a professional relationship. So I never dreamed that somebody that we know, whether it be personally or by way of somebody else, would turn us down for being a same-sex couple when we actively have you in our lives to some degree. So it was mind-boggling to me, to be honest. And it was one of the first times that it had been put into perspective for me that there are hurdles that we're gonna have to experience as a same-sex couple. And I didn't think about that. And it low-key kind of created a little bit of anxiety inside of me, because now I'm thinking about things like buying a home as a same-sex couple, and what that's gonna look like getting a home loan. Are we gonna face discrimination in that area? Like all the what ifs, like finding a venue that's LGBTQ friendly. And it personified for me that even though it's illegal to discriminate, it does not stop people from doing it, even people that you personally know. And then it was wild to me after that, because the person was like, oh, but I see everything that you're doing out here, you know, so proud of you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, girl, fuck you. Like, disrespectfully, because if you can't be proud of all of my accomplishments, and I'm not saying like it was me personally that was having the conversation, but I'm just saying, like, as a person in the same-sex relationship, if you can't accept and celebrate all parts of me, you don't get to partake in any of it. Don't compliment me or congratulate me on my achievements in my career, etc., when you can't be happy about the achievements in my love life. I had never even thought about finding a same-sex wedding planner as a thing up until that moment. But you know what, low-key, I'm grateful for that moment, because now the wedding planner that we do choose will be versed in same-sex marriages, and I won't have to worry about finding a LGBTQ friendly vendor or location, etc. There's a silver lining to everything. So if you are looking for a same-sex planner, just search, literally just Google same-sex wedding planners, or search on TikTok, Instagram, LGBTQ wedding, lesbian wedding, gay wedding, whatever, and see whose videos pop up and what planner they use. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it was heart-wrenching, and it sat with me for a while, and it still kind of affects me. Ooh, somebody, y'all digging real deep. Y'all trying to give me my feelings. Somebody said, what do you do when you want to give up? Take a break. Whatever that means for you, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's a few hours, whether it's a few days, whether it's a few weeks, take a break. And I do realize that it's very privileged to be able to take a lengthy break, especially if something like work is stressing you, or like your kids are stressing you, or your marriage, or whatever it is, and that's what has you feeling like you want to give up. But take some kind of time separate from whatever it is that's got you feeling like you want to give up, whatever you feel like you're not achieving. Sit with your feelings, enjoy your alone time, and reflect on why you feel like you want to give up. I have been in that place so many times, especially as a content creator now, where my identity is so closely tied to my profession. I feel like I want to give up all the time. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like, you know, this is too hard, this is too much, whatever. And I feel like I want to give up. But when I started giving myself permission to take breaks, it helped me tremendously. I think so often we tie our worthiness to struggle, so we find ourselves qualifying whether or not we deserve a break based on how much we perceive we've done to deserve that, right? So was work really hard today? Did I break down and cry at work today and I need a break? Did, you know, whatever, did did the kid throw up all over me and have a diaper blowout and that's why I need a break, or whatever it is, you start qualifying whether or not you really deserve that break. And that's the problem, because you deserve a break just because you feel like it. You deserve a break just because you're tired. You deserve a break just because it's Tuesday. Take a break. You don't need some astronomical reason to take a break, and people in your life who make you feel like you do are people you should probably get rid of. So when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I take a break. I go do something that I genuinely just enjoy, whether that be sleeping, whether that be reading a book, whether that be going to have dinner, having lunch, eating a donut, whatever it is that makes me feel good in that moment, I do it, and I give myself permission to do it unapologetically. Like, cause you know how you can do something and in the back of your head, you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't be doing this, or I shouldn't be eating this, or I shouldn't be spending this, or whatever it is. And then you're not even really enjoying that moment. You're actually causing yourself more anxiety, and you're not enjoying that thing, and you're not taking a break. So whatever it is that you need in that moment, do it, and do it unapologetically because you deserve it. And I feel like when you take time to care for yourself, you'll stop feeling so overwhelmed when things aren't going right and start feeling like you want to give up. Giving up comes from burnout. So don't allow yourself to get burnt out with nothing, baby. Take a break. Ooh, this is another good question. Somebody said, what's something somebody has said to you or did for you that has never left? So I'm gonna give 2 examples, actually. I'm gonna give a good example and a bad example. When I was 16, I lived in this apartment community, and it was Mother's Day. My mom had to work, so like I was gonna go hang out with my friend. And it's important to note that at 16, I was developed already. I had hips, I had butt. Like, your girl has some shape at 16. So I'm walking out my apartment building, and there's this group of like old perverted men. It's like 4 of them at a card table in like this little center garden area that we had. And I walked past them, and they were like, Happy Mother's Day. And I was like, oh, I'm not a mom, but thanks. And the dude looked at me and he said, don't worry, you will be soon. What kind of stuff is that to say to a 16-year-old? First of all, you're disgusting for even thinking about a 16-year-old in that manner. And to me, it felt like what I had been conditioned to believe my whole life. You know, we always call little black girls, especially little developed black girls, fast or whatever, just for being developed. They ain't even done nothing to deserve that title. They just get called fast for being developed. But I was so lucky that none of the women that meant anything in my life ever participated in that. My mama has never said the word fast to me. Never. My aunt, never. My grandma, never. My godmom, never. I have never heard a adult that meant something to me call me fast. So I'm very grateful that I wasn't conditioned to believe that. But in that moment, it hit me like people expect for me to be out here having sex early, having a baby early, ruining my life. And it's not happening. And it was literally a driving force behind me deciding that my body was my body and nobody got to access it. Nobody got to throw off my plans and how I carried myself as a woman. So yeah, that's a negative one. Now, a positive thing that somebody has done for me that has never left me. I like to use my fiance as an example. So last year, my mom had some health issues, and it was really scary. And for a long time, doctors had no idea what was happening with her, and they couldn't really give us any answers, and we just knew that she was getting worse. And at the time, a good friend of mine had just lost her mom less than a year prior, and I was just really terrified that I was gonna lose my mom. Nova and I were long distance, and I'll never forget, I had one of the hardest weeks of my life where my mom was just feeling really defeated. We were all feeling really defeated with the process, and I was crying constantly, and I was having panic attacks for the first time in a very long time in my life. And I'll never forget that every day that week I went to the door and Nova had sent me something, whether it be flowers or like an Instacart with my favorite snacks and wine, cards, just every day something came in the mail. And we were long distance, so it would have been very easy for her to do the bare minimum as far as being present for me in that moment. But the fact that she didn't made me feel so supported and so seen. And it stuck with me forever. Like, it was a moment that I realized this girl loves me on a different level, because she showed up for me when she had every excuse to not show up for me. And it wasn't really her problem, but she made my comfort and my emotions a priority for her, and it has never left me. Okay, I'm gonna do my lips off camera real quick, and then I'll come back and answer some more questions. Okay, I'm gonna answer a couple more questions because there's some really good ones in here. Okay, somebody asked for an advice question. They said, my new boo won't use condoms. We haven't did it yet, but he said he'll get tested. But girl, But girl is right. Because let me tell you something. Number one, he's reckless with his body and he's gonna be reckless with yours. This man is not out here getting tested before every girl that he slept with. And it's only because you probably said something to him about the condom thing that he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll go get tested. But my bigger issue is outside of the lack of condom use, right? Because you can rationalize that away. You can say, oh, well, he's gonna get tested, so that eliminates the STD part of it. Even though, why were you not actively getting tested before then? Why can't you show me test results right now of the last time you got tested? That's a problem for me. But then, you know, you can also be on birth control, so then you're not worried about the whole unplanned pregnancy thing. But it's the fact that if he is so comfortable telling you he just doesn't use condoms, in my eyes, that's a person that's too comfortable with reckless decisions. And I can't exist comfortably with a person who is comfortable just out here being reckless, because he not worried about the clap, he not worried about no kids, he not worried about irreversible things like herpes and freaking HIV AIDS. He's not worried about any of the things that can literally change your life forever. He's only concerned about getting tested because you mentioned it. Because you're gonna see his irresponsibility show up in other areas of his life very soon. That's a red flag. And you probably ain't gonna hear it because you can't hear it when you in it, but log this in the back of your head that that's a red flag for his lack of accountability and lack of responsibility, and tell me later how that shows up in other areas of his life. It's a dub. Somebody says sleeping on the first link. I think they meant sleeping with somebody. Yeah, sleeping on the first link. I think it's cool. Y'all could have been talking for months. I agree. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do think that there's a certain amount of time that you should wait to get to know somebody before you allow them to have access to your body, just to make sure that there's a mutual respect for you, your body, your safety, your pleasure, because sex is for your pleasure as well, and that there is a connection there that can actually make sex better. Now, with that being said, like you said, you could be talking for months. So Nova and I were long distance and talking and getting to know each other for a while before we finally flew out and met up with each other for the first time. And on that first link up, baby, you don't even want to know, but just know we did not wait. So I think it's fine. I think as long as you know what you're getting yourself into, as long as you know what your expectations are from the situation, and that you guys are on the same page, girl, you grown. We grown. Do your thing. Last question that I'm gonna answer. Somebody said, bad bitch mantra that you live by. I think mine would have to be faith and fear don't exist in the same space, because Nova told this to me constantly when I was going through the transition of moving here and I was afraid, when I was going through the transition of going from a full-time worker to a full-time content creator, and I was so afraid that I would fail. Like, I was afraid, oh my God, I'm broke. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to make it in this big city. I'm gonna be stressed, I'm gonna be overwhelmed. Girl, I had all the anxiety in the world. And literally Nova would ask me, okay, but do you have faith that it's gonna work out? And I'd be like, well, yeah, but, and she'd be like, ain't no but. Faith and fear can't exist in the same space. You either have faith or you don't. And I was like, I got faith, I guess. And now that has turned into my mantra for when I'm taking risk. I never took risk. And it's a wonder why I never seen astronomical things happen, because I never took risk. I never believed that I was capable of certain things, that I could achieve certain things. So of course I was playing small. And playing small won't get you nothing but small spaces and small accomplishments. So once I started living with a little bit more risk, a little bit more delusionally, to be frank, and when I would get afraid, I just tell myself, faith and fear can't exist in the same space. So am I gonna have faith or am I gonna have fear? And nobody wants to fucking have fear. So I was like, all right, I got faith, and I stopped thinking about it. Because when you have faith, you're trusting forces outside of yourself to pull through in your favor. So if I'm doing all the work that I can on my end to make something happen, at that point I gotta have faith and let it go. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go put my clip-ins in real quick and throw some waves in my hair, and I'm gonna put on my outfit and I'm gonna show you guys the final look. All right, guys, and this is the completed look. I threw some little waves in my hair. I'm wearing this dress from Shein and these little two-tone heels. I think those are from Shein too. My watch and bangle are JBW. This bangle is from Amazon. I don't have on a necklace because I feel like it distracts from the neckline. And then I have on some hoop earrings from Amazon. And I'm carrying my Dior saddle bag, and my scent for tonight is Tom Ford Lost Cherry. All right, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a like and make sure that you subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.